Hello everybody, my name is Ricardo Pereira and I'm here to give you a short demonstration on the Stomp application developed within the Iliad project. So how will this demonstration go? First, I will do an introduction and tell you about the goal of the application, a little bit of background and motivation, why do we care about this problem at all, something more specific about what does Stomp bring to the table, so what is the added value. Then I will show you a video demonstrating really the usage of the application, a sort of a user walkthrough. Afterwards, something about the main features and the results that you can get from Stomp. And finally, something about the accessibility of the app, so how to use it, how to access it, and what can be avenues for exploitation. So, as I mentioned before, this app was developed within the European project Iliad, which aims to develop digital twins of the oceans. It was developed specifically by the WavEC organization, which is a Portuguese institute dedicated to offshore renewables. And finally, about the app Stomp, what does it mean? Well, Stomp is about short-term operation and maintenance planning for offshore wind farms. So why do we care? What's our background and motivation? Well, a couple of reasons, but essentially, operation and maintenance has a very large contribution to the total cost of energy of an offshore wind farm. So if you can decrease the operation and maintenance costs, we can decrease the cost of energy. Simple. So how does Stomp do that exactly? Well, Stomp combines real-time weather forecasts with the availability of the vessel fleet and with the specific wind farm characteristics. And what it does is it schedules the requested operation maintenance activities while considering the vessel safety limits and wake effects. And it does all this with the objective of minimizing the costs of the preventive maintenance operations. So in the end, what is the added value? What is new that is brought to the table? Well, Stomp will maximize the profit for the wind farm operators, will maximize also the wind farm energy production, which is directly relevant for the grid operators, and ultimately this will contribute to a decrease in the levelized cost of energy, ultimately decreasing the electricity price for the end users. I will show you now a user walkthrough so you can see how it looks like. So first of all, you need to access the application and log in. And afterwards, you choose your action. In this case, we are going to create a new project. So you need to specify the characteristics of your wind farm, namely the name, the geographical location. Mind that only reasonable locations are allowed. You need to specify the orientation of your wind farm, also the spacing, that's the distance between turbines, and also the port distance. Afterwards, you give your project a name, and then you select its different characteristics, namely the turbine type. You can see there the power curve and the thrust curve. Also the wind farm layout, so that's how the turbines are distributed within the farm. Then you choose your vessel database. So this means your maintenance vessel database, the type of vessels that you are considering and the characteristics such as fuel consumption, etc. Then you need to choose your list of operation maintenance activities you want to carry out. In this case, 3 operations are selected. And you also need to input the electricity price. Afterwards, you need to select which is the weather forecast, which corresponds to the location that you are considering for your wind farm. Having done this, you can save the project, and finally, you can run the optimization to carry out the optimization of the scheduling. It's that simple. Now it's running. This is an example of how the results look like. Namely, you have the calendar of the operations and the portion of each of the cost components. In terms of the main features, Stomp, besides what was already mentioned, also includes more than one geographical location which can be considered for your wind farm. Finally, regarding accessibility, the application is available at Iliad's Marketplace, or you can simply scan the QR code here. As for exploitation, while it is freely accessible, although a premium version of the application may include additional geographical locations and turbine models. I hope you found Stomp interesting. Cheers!